as a build-up. That pay-per-view is basically what it's meant for, as a build-up to
Or
WrestleMania.
even just eliminate that pay-per-view entirely, because then it becomes a lame duck pay-per-view.
You're right. I do agree, and it's always been that way in the history of wrestling because even when it was No Way Out, and the pay-per-view before WrestleMania is always going to be your weak one, your letdown, because in the end, your mind's already at WrestleMania. I mean,
Yeah, it's like, all right, we have to do this
yeah.
because pay-per-view.
But now being on the network, you really don't have to now because I mean, the people that got the network, they're still paying $9.99 whether you do it or not.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get into the network really quickly. Now you don't even have to have a commitment.
Yeah, yeah, they took away the 6 month commitment, so that makes me wonder how many people are going to sign up just for November, and when the free month goes, they're going to uh, disappear and unregister, which means they gave them a free month. Meanwhile, the people that stay and help contribute get nothing. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of that there's going to be people that'll do that. They'll just sign up for the free month, be like, "This is really cool, but I'm not going to pay $9.99 for it," and they're going to unsubscribe.
Yeah, and you know what? This really allows people to pick and choose what events they're gonna, watch.
Yeah,
But this also sets a precedent, saying, WrestleMania is something that we all probably would have paid like, $60, $70 for. It's
yeah.
$9.99 now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, uh, 2 years ago it was $70. $70 because it was a 4 hour pay per view, and I tell you what, that $60 difference is going to look nice in the old bank account. And you are right, and a lot of people are definitely going to be signing up for the network. At the overall, it's going to be a good thing because of the no 6 month commitment, because they're going to get a huge payday at WrestleMania time, because a lot of people now, knowing that they don't have to stay for 6 months, are going to sign up just for that month, and then they're going to cancel it. So in a way, they're going to get those sporadic paydays. I think in the end, it will work for them not having 6 month commitments, and it will also pressure them to create not only good content for the network, but create pay-per-views that make people want to get it for that month, and then watch the pay-per-view.
Yeah, but however, doesn't that also take into consideration that WWE should have the 6 month commitments just for the fact that people can just pick and choose whatever they want to watch. Don't
I mean, yeah,
don't you think like WrestleMania time, WWE would want people to commit to the network? Hey, you can order WrestleMania for $9.99, but you have to do the 6 months.
yeah, yeah. And I remember something along the lines of, I think it was you that said it, that at the original plan was to actually have it cheaper for a 6 month commitment, and actually have it more expensive for not the 6 month, like
That
that they
that's
were gonna.
that's what they've been having for the past few months. Was I think it was $12.99 for monthly.
Yeah, and then the 9.99 for the 6 month commitment. I think that that would be a night that give them the option. Also, 6 month commitment. In the end, there's pros and cons to that. Obviously, it didn't work. I do hear what you're saying though. As far as the WWE, they want to lock you up, guaranteed. I guess the problem is it hasn't been working overall, because otherwise, why would they get? They've been pretty desperate to get that. I mean, saying 9.99 every single show now, commercials, flags up at the headquarters. So obviously, it is not selling as good as it wanted it to. So and that's probably a main reason why they got rid of the 6 month commitment. I mean, personally, being a wrestling fan, I do like it. I mean, the fact and they are really doing a better job at putting more content up there too. So
Yeah, they are, and but one interesting fact, because the conference call happened last week, for financial for stockholders, and Vince McMahon said, "Get this, 96% of the network subscribers use the network at least once a week. At
wow,
least once a week. Don't you want it like once every day?"
yeah, yeah. I mean, once a week. That's pretty bad. I mean, I definitely. I mean, there's every once in a while I won't have it on, like on a day or so. But most of the time I'm at least on it once a day. You do want. I guarantee you 90 at least they're watching it once, I guess, as they're saying, but I definitely wouldn't be satisfied with just once a week. So they definitely have to figure out how to get them to watch it more than just once a week, because that's, to me, that's not a good statistic.
No, no, not a good statistic at all. WWE Network subscribers have increased, or they added 182,000 subscribers
Yeah.
around WrestleMania time. They're looking to localize in foreign countries. I'm just going. I'm just going around here. 30,000 subscribers were international, which is interesting
Yeah.
because 30,000, Buzz. Think about that.
Yeah, and that's worldwide, so you'd think that there'd be a lot more than just 30,000. To be honest with you, I know, if I'm not mistaken, they've had some trouble getting it to the UK, which is, a huge wrestling territory right there. I mean, the UK fans, man, they go crazy for this stuff, and I heard that they were having trouble with that, so that's a huge loss. I mean, internationally, international wise, they're more obsessed as a hardcore wrestling more than we are. So the fact that they only got, I think 30,000 is a way low number for worldwide. I was thinking, man, once this goes worldwide, there's going to be like millions that are
Yeah,
going to
yeah, but
subscribe.
there's not millions. It's like, it's you know tens of thousands of people,
Yeah,
which means either A, people aren't interested in it, or B, they just faked addresses and signed up for the US version.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's definitely interesting, and it makes me wonder. I mean, is this WWE Network? Is this permanent, or are they going to give up on it? I mean,
I think at this point you can't give up on it.
yeah, I mean they've committed a lot of time, money, you know, to it, and you as far as the stocks are concerned, you know that WWE overall is in trouble. I mean that's why you don't see pyros anymore. It's why you don't see post shows that much anymore, because there used to be pre and post shows for every episode of Raw, SmackDown, and I even think main event, if I'm not mistaken, for at least post shows. So, um, they got to do, and I'm not going to just solely blame the network. I think that creative overall has gotten a little stale in the wrestling product itself. They need to develop more interesting storylines and build new characters in the wrestling product. But I guarantee you, the lack of subscribers for the WWE Network is also a huge part in the fact of where WWE is at right now.
Yeah, and you had one interesting thing this week was Rusev beating Sheamus on there.
Yeah.
And do you think that they hot-shotted this entire match just to see if more people would watch the network, or what do you think about this, Buzz? Do you think they should have waited till Survivor Series?
This was definitely a pay-per-view type match, and when Rusev challenged Sheamus for the United States title, I thought that's exactly what. Okay, they're gonna square off at Survivor Series. This should have been a pay-per-view match. I do agree. I don't disagree with the match, but what I thought was going to happen was like dirty finish, like a disqualification or a count out, which would have led into a Survivor Series match. Obviously, there probably will be a Survivor Series match now, still just the rematch now. Sheamus versus Rusev for the United States title. Just it'll be Rusev's title defense instead of Sheamus's. This was definitely a ploy to say, hey, look, this is what you could see on the network. Just stick with us. We'll give you. This was definitely, I mean, a launching pad, because you knew it was free, and they knew that a lot of people would check it out for free. So this was sort of like a launching pad for get the network. You're gonna see this stuff. Oh my gosh, it's a title match. So stick with us. Keep the commitment. Don't turn us off. And it was a ploy. That's all. It was a Survivor Series match that they did on a post show exclusively to benefit the network.
Yep, and right now, speaking of Survivor Series, there is the one confirmed match, which is Team Cena featuring John Cena and Dolph Ziggler against Team Authority, which now has Seth Rollins and Kane officially. So, I
Officially.
mean, that means Mark Henry has not been added. Rusev got invited, but I don't know if that'll happen with if they need to do a rematch on pay-per-view.
I'm definitely Putin's definitely going to say no, defend I'm sorry, the Russian championship title.
I, however, think that that the final member of Team Cena is going to be Orton,
And now,
who right now he is they're having an injury angle because he is going to film The Condemned 2.
yeah, I heard the condemn. Okay, so I knew that they had a concussion type thing, and in the back of my head, I was all like, yeah, he got his basically destroyed on Raw by Seth Rollins and everything, but I know that in real life, behind the stage, Randy Orton does not want to be a babyface. So it just makes me wonder if he like comes out there, and everybody's like, okay, he's gonna help Cena. Wait a minute, he's the fifth man. Oh my gosh! And then he like swerves and he's actually Team Authority still or something like that. So
That'd be really interesting because
and he just took one for the team and got beat down. He didn't really get all of that curb stomp on him, they'll say, and he just played his part.
yeah, but I think he has to come back as a babyface. It's in St. Louis.
Oh, I guess, yeah.
So either way, he's going to get a babyface reaction.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize where the pay-per-view was at. So, um, okay, that sort of smashes that theory. He's probably going to help the Team Cena against, and they won't be happy that Team Cena won just because, oh my gosh, that's John Cena. It's because uh, Seth Rollins is doing a really good job at having heat. He is,
He
I would
really
say,
is.
yeah, he is the number one heel in this business. That doesn't use the anti-American gimmick. Actually, I still think he's the number one heel, even over Rusev. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that everybody's got to defend USA's honor, Rusev would be nothing. So I think Seth Rollins is and obviously Rusev's gimmick is always time limited. Eventually, it's gonna run its course, and he'll be irrelevant. Seth Rollins has got actual heat that could go on for the future. So he's the number one heel. He's doing a really good job at keeping his heat. So he is the future, no doubt.
Yeah, and so going back to Cena for a second, he's gonna get booed out of that building.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree.
He's gonna completely get booed out of that building, and then Orton's gonna, you know, him and Cena are gonna be celebrating. Then Orton will RKO Cena at the end and be the biggest baby face.
Now, I guess jumping ahead, it makes me wonder if it's going to set up for a Randy Orton Seth Rollins Money in the Bank TLC match.
That'd be interesting. And then you have Orton cashing in at Royal Rumble to do a triple threat.
Yeah, like because I still stand by it. Somehow, I just think it's going to be Brock Lesnar, John Cena, Randy Orton in a triple threat match, and that would be a way to do it.
Yeah, but do you think that taking the case off of Rollins would be something that they want to do?
You know, probably if it were me, I definitely wouldn't do it because I think even though I do think it would be too soon for Seth Rollins to be a champion overall, but if he does cash it in, he's got to win. There's no way he's losing. Otherwise, I mean, if he cashes in, you pretty much got to go in all in on it. Otherwise, you just utterly destroy everything that he's built. So if he cashes it in, you got to go with it. But I think it would be better if they at least put it on the line and have him defend it. It's tough for me because a part of me doesn't want it to happen, but another part of me thinks that it's definitely the safer route. But at the same time, you're risking hurting his push at the same time if you did that. So, it's a tough call. In the end, I think